Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
It's always tough doing research on icons that have already passed. Researching comes with a lot of doubt and guilt that you didn't expect. You always question whether you're giving them enough credit, are thorough enough, or if you would even do the video at all if they were alive. We did a lot of self-reflecting before seriously considering whether or not to do this video, and really want to take the concept of Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality. Ultimately, we decided that the best way to approach this would be to break down the 5 pillars that formulate the Mamba mentality and include examples and real-life lessons from Kobe Bryant himself, both on and off the court. We just hope that we'll do the legend some justice. Today, we made the connection between Kobe Bryant and the Mamba mentality.
Kobe, the long three. Yes! The best finisher in the game has just done it again.
Welcome to Icons and Ideas, where we talk about thought-provoking ideas and make connections to your favorite icons in hip-hop, pop culture, and throughout history. Let's begin. When you ask people who some of the all-time greats were in basketball, 9 times out of 10, Kobe Bryant, aka the Black Mamba, will be somewhere in their top 10, if not top 5 list. It wasn't just for his great handling and clutch shooting on the court, but also for his impact off the court. What made Kobe Bryant so good at what he did? At 6 foot 6 inches tall, Kobe Bryant was just at the average height of most NBA players, but seemed to be leagues ahead in skill above his competition. He also faced countless injuries throughout his career that could have easily deterred him from ever playing the sport of basketball ever again. If he didn't have any physical advantages over other players, then what made Kobe Bryant such a great player? He had a different mindset than other players. He had the Mamba mentality. What does it mean to have the Mamba mentality? It all started in 2016 when Kobe Bryant named his athletic tour the Mamba Mentality Tour. He named it this because the aim of the camps was to challenge and inspire the young generation of athletes. More specifically, Kobe says that the Mamba mentality means to be able to constantly try to be the best version of yourself. It's a constant quest to be better today than you were yesterday. Now that we know what the Mamba mentality means, let's break down each of the 5 pillars. Pillar number 1, passion. Finding your passion in life and progressing in it can be one of the most fulfilling journeys one goes on. But maybe you're thinking, I don't know my passion. How do I find it? Here are some questions you can ask yourself to identify your passion. What do you naturally gravitate towards and enjoy? Especially when you were younger, what could you naturally do for hours on end, where for others, they'd get tired of it? For Kobe Bryant, he said that he just loved everything about the sport of basketball. He loved the feeling of a basketball in his hands. He loved the sound of sneakers squeaking and balls dribbling on the court. Loving everything down to the basic elements of the sport allowed him to be in that gym for more hours than anyone else. He wanted to go back to the court after practice, just to get another hour or 2 of shots in. No one had to make him. For you, maybe you love chemistry. You love the process of putting on your lab coat and goggles before performing an experiment. You love seeing the colors change as you mix different compounds and solutions to see how they react. You naturally love taking notes and noting details in your lab results. Whereas others see all of that as unnecessary and can't wait to be done, you enjoy the process from beginning to end. Perhaps you still can't quite determine what your passion is. Another strategy is to figure out where you want to be in the future. Where do you want to live? What possible career paths could you see yourself trying out? You can work backwards from there. Try a variety of different things that you think you may like until you find something that clicks for you. It's just trial and error. The second pillar of the Mamba mentality is obsession. Kobe said if your goal is to be the best, you should aim to train as much as you can, as often as you can. If you're training 2 to 3 times more often than your competition, then over the course of 4, 5, 6 years, the gap in skill level will be exponentially large. On improvement, it's important to break down your strengths and weaknesses. And for your weaknesses, make a list of the key points you need to improve, and set aside time to improve each one separately. Study film. When you're resting from practice, a good way to prepare for the next practice, while not physically overexerting yourself, would be to study your competitors. See what they're doing right or wrong and improve on those things yourself. Be obsessed with the details. Yeah, in basketball you need to have a good shot, but how can you differentiate your shot from other players? All of the principles of obsession can be applied to other professions as well. If you're an artist, You have to be obsessed to actually make it through the noise. There are millions of artists in the world that want to make it. How can you make your art stick out? It's in the details, and the details are unique to you. Pillar number 3, relentlessness. Be unyielding and give it your all when playing or competing. Kobe Bryant would never let up on his opponents, no matter if his team was up 5 points or 50 points. Do whatever you do with a relentlessness and hustle, as if you could completely lose it all right now if you stopped. Of course, you need periods of rest, but when you're in the moment of training, practice, or game time, you need to give it your all till the very end. Like the Black Mamba said, rest at the end, not in the middle. The 4th pillar, resiliency. When you face challenges and roadblocks in life, how will you react? Focus on what's ahead of you right now, not in the far future. For example, when you're running and get tired, don't look all the way up at the finish line and think about how much further you have to go. Look down at each single step you take along the path, and before you know it, you'll be at the finish line. Another example would be, in the span of a few years, Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles, fractured his knee, and tore his shoulder muscle. He could have looked at that span of injuries as a sign to quit, but instead, he took each individual setback as it came and tackled each obstacle one at a time. He showed resiliency in those moments. You also need to be resilient and outwork everyone. What you may lack in natural talent, make up for in your work ethic. For example, after Kobe Bryant airballed a potentially game-winning shot, he went to the gym early the next morning and shot for the entire next day. He was also known to be in the gym shooting and working on drills while the other players were hanging out after lunch breaks or partying. From an early age, instilled by his parents, Kobe Bryant knew the fundamental principle that if you want something in life, if you really work hard and focus on it, you can accomplish it. Don't complain at the hand you were dealt. Just focus on staying committed and improving every time you show up. The 5th and final pillar is fearlessness. On feeling pressure and fear in high-stakes situations, Kobe Bryant said that the people that feel pressure are the ones that may have cut corners along the way. If you've done all the work that you can leading up to it, then what's there to be nervous about? You should feel prepared. Which side of the fence do you want to be on? If you want to be nervous in the game time situation, keep cutting corners. If you want to be confident in the game time situation, put in the work during practice and prepare. For example, during one of the Mamba mentality training camps, Kobe Bryant and the other trainers had the young athletes running laps around the gym. Kobe noticed during one of the laps that a player didn't fully reach the line before turning back around and continuing the drill. Once everyone was done, Kobe called out the player and made him run 3 hard, grueling laps while everyone else watched. He did this to teach the players a lesson. When you cheat during practices, you're only cheating yourself in the long run. It may start with cutting a little corner during running, then it spreads into cutting a little corner during your diet routine, then around your relationships, and before you know it, it's evolved into a routine of self-sabotage that'll hinder your progress in anything you want to accomplish in life. Kobe Bryant said that the greatest fear we face is ourselves. Sometimes it's scary to accept our crazy big dreams because we know it'll take a lot of work to get there and worry about failing. We need to change our inner self-talk to be optimistic about our goals, no matter what our current situation suggests. To recap, the 5 pillars of having a Mamba mentality are passion, obsession, relentlessness, resilience, and fearlessness. You have to have a passion for what you want to do. Half of the battle is finding that passion. The other half is putting in the work to improve on your skills. You need to be obsessed with the elements of your craft. Having this obsession combined with self-awareness allows you to focus in on and improve certain components of your game in order to have that leg up on your competition. You must be relentless in your pursuit for greatness. Having the focus and determination is important if you strive to have the reputation of being great in your field. Stopping every so often to smell the roses is nice, but don't get comfortable and stagnant in your progress. You have to have resilience in anything you do in life. No matter what you do, there will be obstacles along the path. It's unavoidable. Being resilient enough to keep going when everything seems to be telling you the opposite is one of the most important characteristics you'll need to develop. And lastly, be fearless. Many people don't know it yet, but they're their own biggest barrier to success. We make up these worst-case scenarios in our head and give reasons why it may not work out for us. Sometimes these negative voices were planted in our head by those that doubt or hate on us. You need to reprogram your mind to focus on the positives, not the negatives. Think about this. What if throughout all of the ups and downs in your life, everything worked out perfectly for you in the end? then what? The way Kobe Bryant utilized the Mamba mentality on and off the court to inspire millions of people made him nothing short of an icon.
Yeah, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And what can I say? Mamba out.
Thanks for watching this episode on Icons and Ideas. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And feel free to leave suggestions for future videos down in the comments. We also make merchandise for each video. If you like the designs, it's a great way to help support the channel. Thank you.